attendance.
Hello, everybody. We are live. If we have a good thing, everybody can hear us. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, cool. So welcome. This is Shroud of the Avatar, free-to-play game, and this is release 112, our 112th straight month of updates to the game. And I'm in the wrong channel, trying to look for my script. Okay, so how did I get back there? Okay, so we have about 450 scenes to explore. Follow us on this Twitch channel or on Twitter at Shroud of Avatar, Facebook Shroud of the Avatar, or via RSS on our website shroudoftheavatar.com on our forums. And all of our official updates, announcements, and information are on the forums and are sent over to our Discord server as well. So join us on Discord. We have invites. We're in the public server search, and we do have an invite out there on the website, on our website as well. So Chris cannot join us today. He had an unexpected trip. He had to step away. So even though we had that advertised that he would be here, sadly he will not be here today. So we'll make the best of it and try to get through it. We have today 2 prizing giveaways, unless you guys do a hype train and we add a giveaway for each hype train level that is completed, up to 5, of course, and we'll see what happens with that. This is it's spring, so the theme today is bunnies everywhere. The phrase for the prizes to enter into that is it. Oh, where is that? What is it again? It could be bunnies. So you could enter that phrase into the game in any of the chats, universal chat, local chat, zone chat, private chat, and you'll be entered into the drawing. Go ahead, Sannio. Did you have anything else?
Does Whisper also work?
You know,
like
that's
any in-game
Yes,
chat?
it does.
Yeah, any chat information. So
Also, there's something that came up today that I don't think people realize is when you need to say the phrase, it does not have to be during the stream.
yep.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true. It starts at
obviously,
noon.
last minute you gotta squeak it in when you can, because we will be doing the prize polls while we're
Right.
streaming.
Exactly right. And to get a little bit better organized, the prizes will be drawn. The routine to draw the prizes will be done by 45 minutes after the hour. So it's 4 p.m. here Central Time, and at 4:45 we'll be running the drawings. Then, if the stream goes longer, could still end up running more drawings after 5 p.m. But at 5 p.m. there's some stuff that runs on the system that conflicts and causes the prizing to delay. I'm looking to actually get that shifted around so I have a dedicated area and the prizings won't be blocked by anything. But anyway, so that's where we are, and as you guys can see, I'm hanging out here, and this is going to be Port Harmony, and we have Sannio here. We're going to go ahead. Well, actually, let's do introductions. So, Sannio, if you don't mind, since I mentioned your name.
Yeah, my name is Keith Quinn. I go by Sannio on the forums. You can see me in the middle of the screen there in the docks. I'm sweeping, just cleaning up the place so we could show you guys around. I'm the quest guy and the level design guy here, content designer here in Trial of the Avatar. And I've been working on this new scene called Port Harmony, and we'll get to that in a bit. Next.
Okay, sounds great. Allium?
I am Allium. I do patch notes and release notes and helping the other devs with figuring bugs out and testing them. And being a general peanut gallery.
There you go. And I am Ravalox, Stephen Reinen. I am acting as operations manager, and then I wear at least 5 or 6 other hats: developer, community manager, things like that. So, all around, touching everything and doing my best to keep up with what's going on. So, okay. So, go
We're
ahead.
at people subscribing,
Chris?
by the way. Thank you very much.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
And Chris actually is paying attention. He just posted a screenshot of a picture of where he is in the world right now. He's going to have really bad hat hair.
Yeah, he's wearing a construction hat. That's. Let me see. I can put that up. I think. I don't know if I can put it up really easy, real quick. I'm not really great at stuff. Yeah, I don't.
You can just imagine Chris in he's sunglasses, a hard hat,
Yeah.
a reflective vest.
Let me see if I can.
It's Chris constructing a huge fish tank in his backyard. I'm sure he wishes. And I'm sure someday that'll be true. He's just like slowly ramping up his fish-tasticness.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd start to worry about being outnumbered.
All right. So what's next? What's the first topic?
Well, for first topic, I guess could be Port Harmony. We're currently on the QA server. We're going to move over to the live server after we're done with the Port Harmony tour, and we'll meet up at Castle Atos at that point.
All right. So right now we're in Port Harmony. Port Harmony is not yet finished, which is why we're looking at it on QA. It's not ready for prime time, so you can't get to it on the regular live server yet. You can't get to it on the QA server yet either. We use the developer cheats to get into here so we can see what's what. I've actually done some updates and improvements since this version was moved to QA. So the live version will still have some differences. There'll be like I did a building swap and extra rocks and flora changes and things like that. But for the most part, this is the general structure of what you'll see. So for those of you who know, we have an episode 2 area we call the continent Mistrender, and it's made of 3 islands. Boom, boom, boom. And the middle island, the bottom center, that's where a galleon is, which is where your main access point is when you come from Novia or Hidden Vale. That's where you come for the first time. And that point where you come in, that's going to be where Port Harmony is. And that'll actually be this town where we are right now. Ravalox and I are on the dock, which will be the first place that you land. So we're not going to do too much talking to NPCs. We're not going to be clicking and poking on a lot of stuff. We're just going to take, I'll say 15 minutes, but it might be more than that, to just walk around, get a sense of things, and just see the sort of props and whatnot that are going on. So you can see we have some dock workers, some travelers. We have their militia here. They're called the Rangers. The Rangers they serve as both town guards and also local law enforcement and defenses in the area. The Rangers have a slightly different look than some of our other guards. They have, if you can see, there's like the blue tunic, where other ones have like a reddish, medium gray, and like a darker color. Port Harmony has many of the amendments. Hello, Ranger. Have many of the amendments of a town, but like other Episode 2 towns, that you cannot. There's no lots for players to take ownership. But it has trainers, merchants, crafting stations, and all those kinds of bells and whistles. We have some extras too. Here on the docks, we have a bouncer who connects, who will, if you are of the right, of the correct virtue, the bouncer will allow you to go to the Jack of Diamonds, which is an airship scene. And then we come to the marketplace. Marketplace is it'll be public vendor, crafting trainer. There's some related buildings around the outside for crafting supplies. Blacksmith in the building across the way. There's a quest character here, the Steward of Waters. She'll be moving a little bit, but she's here for now. She's what I did this time is some of you may remember that I like tweaking some characters here and there. A big tweak were the reef spiders, where they have spiders that were in Vicklin that have different colors. So we don't have like a lot of creatures here, but because there's a big focus on NPCs here, some of the NPCs have custom looks. So the Steward of Waters, she's got a different hairstyle than you would see elsewhere. And let me back up if Ravalox can follow me over here, back to near the statue of Boreas. We can say that, see, there's a hawker here. These news hawkers, these young newsies, they are similar to Airy, where they give out newspapers. And you can see she's got two things going on with her. One, as a news hawker, she's got a backpack. It's basically where they keep their newspapers, newsletters when they move around. And it's a little hard to see because these shadows, but something I did with the kids this release is I gave them slightly different hair for some of them. So instead of the basic brown hair that every one of these young girls have, she's got orange hair. And there's one with like curly blonde hair, and one's got darker hair. So there's little differences in some of the kids. The newsies are the ones. I'm using a new backpack kid for the newsies. And the newsletter's right next to Ravalox, to his right at the news kiosk. There are small stacks of paper. One is with news, one's like a travel guide, and one is like a gossip rag. And some of you also know that a plan of mine is to have change happen as you are playing the game, as you're going through the Episode 2 storyline. So these newsletters, they're the basic newsletters right now, but as the game goes on and as you sort of do certain quests, then some of the news might change, or some of the news will change. The gossip may change to be about you or against you, and so forth. So that's one of the things that'll change. So let's walk around a little bit more. So Port Harmony is a canal-themed city, not like Arteris, but it's a new city. Actually, look to the right, and you can see in the water, we have a gondola that cruises around. You can actually jump on the gondola and cruise around with it. So Port Harmony is a new city, but somebody's put a lot of money into it, and it's been growing pretty fast, pretty quickly. So you can see a lot of stuff is pretty clean, a lot of white, a lot of sharp edges, not a lot of things crumbling down, no ruins. So it's pretty new, and the people are pretty proud of it. And of course, there's nothing going on behind the scenes. Of course, it's all sort of on the up and up. So we have like a town square over here. This is the town crier, and if you want to bind to a town crier, you can do that. We have a beggar over here to one side. We have near the town cry. We have a helpful automaton. The helpful automaton will get a bigger and bigger role over time. Right now, you could just sort of ask them basic gameplay questions, but the helpful automaton will also be the one that you can go to. I have another plan that's separate from the episode 2 story stuff to put in like little mini scenes, mini tutorial scenes where you can go and either learn a little a system or task brand new, or maybe just refresh yourself with it. So simple stuff like veteran players, probably it's not really for veteran players, but like new players, if they want to learn how to loot, how to chop down a tree, things like that, simple stuff. And at any point you can go to one of these helpful automatons and they'll help you do that. But that won't be for a few months. So let's go down, continue down this walkway here. And we have a new U building past the helpful automaton. Or it's not actually a building, a new U. I don't even know what you would call this.
Pavilion or something.
Yeah, pavilion. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is new. This you put
Yeah.
this all together for this.
Yeah, and I'm considering. We lost a little bit of technology a couple years ago on how we prep NPC buildings for inclusion into player-owned towns. But I'm going to look into making this a building that players can place into their, or structure that players can place into their pots.
That would
So-
be really cool.
So we have town hall. Actually, let's go in the town hall again. Let's walk across the grass. Sorry, Mr. Watcher. Guild registrar in here. We're going to go upstairs though.
Wait, do the Watchers report to the Oracle when you walk on the grass?
I don't know. Good question. The town hall is a place. We saw the guild registrar who acts as a secretary to the minister of the hearth. There's 3 ministers in Port Harmony. Minister of hearth is in charge of the people. The minister of coin is in charge of merchants and utilities, like the waterways. And then the minister of defense is in charge of obviously defense law, things like that.
You turn on that chandelier.
Yeah, I did. I actually did it right as you were saying that.
Yeah.
So in this room, this is the office of the Minister of the Hearth. You can see she's also like another one of those NPCs that I gave slight tweaks. She's an older woman with her gray curly hair.
Very nice.
Well, she doesn't really want to talk to you, I guess. All right, let's get out of here. Turned her back to you.
She's a
Rude.
busy lady.
She is. She's a big proponent of virtue, truth in particular, but she also recognizes that the justice is important. So if you're in the middle, actually, if you give me just 1 second. So one of the things that'll happen in Port Harmony. So take a look through Ravalox's eyes. Take a look toward the helpful automaton.
Okay.
We looked at just a minute ago, and we could see behind him. Oh man, I can't remember what the thing was. We could see behind him. I'll just have to describe it.
Planting area.
I was hoping. Hold on 1 second.
No worries. While you got it, or you want?
Yeah, let me move out of the area, and then I'll move back in, and you can keep talking about whatever it is you were about to talk about.
Okay, all right, understood. All right. So what I was gonna add in was that you were talking about how we were working on crap. Now I got problems. But there was a forum poll that's actually, I think it's still up there, and the players and saying like what we should be working on, things like that. Which of course we are, we have plans, we have a roadmap, and we have things that we are definitely working on. We're always doing bugs. We do 2 releases that are primarily polish, bug fixes and enhancements, quality of life improvements on the game. And then, so once a quarter, we basically target and, aim to bring out a new content like this, a new scene. So tutorial quests and tutorial scenes and things along those lines, as Sannio had just mentioned, is one of the things that's on our list of targets and commitments for 2023. And that's one of the highest things that people wanted done in that poll. The other, of course, is maps, which we're also working on. So just wanted to say that since we got this moment, that the players' desires actually align with what we have in the roadmap, for the most part. So, and of course, we've been working on game balance as well. Vesper has been giving us input, and Devil Colt's been working to every month. We're working to align these game balance issues, fix those problems, fix some more of the bugs and the system level bugs that we have that are going on. So there are more major changes, and we'll talk about more of that stuff later on. Go ahead, Keith. Sorry.
Okay, so if you look back at the helpful automaton, you can see that now there's flowers and a banner above it. So the base level of Port Harmony is that there are no flowers in these planters and there's no banner hanging there yet. But there's 2 special gimmicks that I've added in because I want it to feel like players are making a difference. Maybe not like the individual player, but so players as a whole. So when a player is in one of these Port Harmony neighborhoods who has done a number of quests, a certain threshold, they've hit a certain quest milestone, then the plants will appear, the bushes on the planter, to show that Port Harmony is advancing. And then when a player hits like a certain milestone in the overall quest, later on in the episode 2 storyline, then the flags will appear. So I could have hit these achievements like today, and Ravalox hasn't. Ravalox gets the benefit of it, but he knows that, someone's hit that certain milestone and is in the area. So it's kind of cool to know that there are other people playing and that the city is better off for their participation.
That's synced across clients then. It isn't just for the local viewer.
It's not just for local viewer, correct? Yeah. I am the one. It is my quest flags that have triggered these changes, and Ravalox gets to see it. If I leave the area, after a while, they'll actually reset back to base if possible. But of course, if someone else is in the area that maybe hits like one of the 2 milestones, then one of the changes will happen.
Cool.
So we could see. I mentioned that the Minister of the Hearth, she pursues virtue. She talks about virtue. She's got 4 virtues that she holds more higher than the other ones. So truth is a big deal, and you can see truth is sort of like on the way to the marketplace, and truth is sort of like our merchant's virtue. Over here, we have compassion, which is kind of the I'll call it the people's virtue, and you can see like down past the New U place, there's a residential section, and then she also has spirituality, and sort of past that will be there's like a graveyard, and then the last one is justice, and then down this way there's not much to it, but we can go further down this way and we can see some floating planters. Those are already fixed. This is where the rangers are. Over here, sort of just a general open area. Obviously there's a jail blocked in. Let's go in here and like talk to the Minister of Defense. He's another guy with a custom look. He'll have his own unique look. Got a sharp-looking mustache, and his hair's tied back. In case he needs to get into a fight. All right, let's not bother him then. Let's get out of here. One of the storyline bits is that there is no Minister of the Coin currently. The Minister of the Coin is unavailable, and that's part of the storyline. We saw that first character, the woman with the short dark hair. She is the steward of the waters, so she's in charge of is it back here? Oh no, this will eventually, I think, go to like a mini dungeon. Where did I put it? Back here. So the Minister of the Waters, she wants to be the new Minister of Coin. The Minister of Coin, if you remember, is in charge of merchants, utilities, anything sort of related to money, and she will ask you to operate one of these as part of a quest. If you could stand where I am, Ravalox, and then kind of look to the left. So if you can look towards the water. Actually, can you jump on that wall? So down below the water, there's the top of a lion's head, if you can see it.
Yep.
So if I spin this wheel up here, then there's water that spurts out. So this is a water relief valve that'll be related to a quest that she has. So this, I love to have things that interact. You guys may remember Grusk had all these gears and things that you can interact with. So I like interaction stuff. So this is one of those things that you can interact with. You were down in the area over here that has. I don't want anyone getting stuck. So we do have ways to get in and out of the canals if you sort of fall in. Boop. Oh, here's the gondola. So on the gondola, if you miss the jump, if you look on the side of the gondola, there's two little things that sort of fit the roles of ladders. It's a little hard to see, but there's these two little nets. They basically act as ladders. So if you're in the water already and you're trying to get up on it, you can sort of double click the little net ladders on the side, and you can get up on. Belladonna Rose says, "Wow, that thing moves fast." Yeah, I have slowed it down a little bit. It's moving at what's called speed 3 right now. So when we, as players, as avatars, run around, that's speed 1. The gondola's moving at speed 3. I think I changed it to 2.5 or 2. So it'd be beneficial to get around. I just don't want you to go too fast. This automaton. Behind the scenes between you and me, he's just a prop. He's not an NPC. You can't talk to him. We can't have NPCs on elevators. It's a technological limitation. So he's just a prop. And if you wonder how does he steer, when you can actually see into the water, at certain times you can see that there's little propellers on his little stick. So he actually has like a little micro twists and turns that he must be doing to direct him wherever he wants to go.
Belladonna Rose has just mentioned the boat from Highvale Outskirts, which did something similar.
Yeah, so we had a boat in Highvale Outskirts early on, but the problem with that was that there was a potential exploit, which was you could fish while you're moving. And the thing about fishing is you're supposed to sort of use up your area and move on your own. And this was that Highvale Outskirts boat allowed you to move without without
actually
any
being
effort.
there.
Yeah, so I just jumped off Ravalox. The way that this isn't an exploit is you cannot fish in the canals. You can fish outside the canals, but inside the canals you can't fish.
Yep.
Past an outhouse right here because everyone knows I love the outhouses. Everyone's gotta have a bathroom area. So this is the north exit right here. Nothing super fancy over here, but we can see this little traveler's rest area, which is often what I call the areas where player-owned town teleporters would be. So if anybody ends up, I have a return to balloon. So potentially it's a spot where players, if they put in their own teleporter to go to Port Harmony, then it would go here. It could go We'll cruise around. We'll just sort of go in some back areas. We can see a lot of the areas outside the city are very overgrown still. We have a few tree stumps that are chopped down. Some of this stuff has been refined. This early area is me just sort of getting a feel, a quick and dirty feel for how I want the trees around. But what I did was after I started finalizing some of the placement of some of the buildings and structures, I kind of would wipe out the trees and stuff from an area and then rebuild it. So we have an animal trainer, and he's got some horses, and we could start moving this way. Here's another news hawker. This is a young elf news hawker. She loves horses, by the way. She also has a backpack, and she has the elf-style backpack. All right, we're going to move past her. Segalian says, I want a new recipe, pork harmony. There is a nickname, by the way, the gossip rag that the news hawkers have. Whoever anonymous person writes that, they call it port harm. So there's a little bit of a dig right there. So here's a little area under construction to support the idea that it's a new town. It's growing. It's up and coming. It's a building in the works right there. And if we look past the building, we can see someone hiding out back here. A renegade. So she looks like a regular person. A little bit different. Oh, here's a friend.
You're actually being followed by one.
Yeah. And so they have comments, and they will fight out there. They look like commoners, but they're part of a storyline. If you have played in the area called the Outlaws Run, and if you have gotten to the same center, the center of Outlaws Run, there's a maze. If you get past the maze and there's like outlaws in there, those outlaws are also renegades. There'll be a connection between these guys and those outlaws. Belladonna Rose asks, is this scene about the same size as Vikland? No, it is not. It's probably like a quarter of the size. It might feel bigger because of the way I've subdivided the neighborhoods, perhaps. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it does seem a bit bigger.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And then, as always, it ends up being bigger than I thought. I meant it to be like Owl's Head size, and of course, it is not anywhere close to Owl's Head size. It's like, I kind of tried to measure it even as well, and then it just sort of spilled out a little bit.
Well, bigger is good. A lot of detail.
Yeah. So we're over here. The Ranger's not doing anything. I guess the renegade ran away. All right, that's fine. So this is the. I've named a lot of things. There's a lot of compass markers that you can see building up in the marker. I've changed some of those to be a very restrictive distance. So there'll be some main markers for the main places, but then some local markers for local places. For example, this bridge thing that we're right next to is called the Fisher's Watergate. There's also the Sailor's Watergate on the other side. There's two water gates that lead into the canals. The water gates are the separation between the ocean on one side where you can fish, and the canals where you can't fish. Oh, where is this? So if Ravalox, if you'll jump in the water on the ocean side, I guess, and you look at the water gate, I have to find something. Where did I put it?
That's nice. I like
oh, here it is.
Came out nice.
All right.
That looks great with the shadows.
Yeah.
So the water gates can open and close. There's a place where you can go to trigger it. Not a big deal. Just interactable, sensible. I like interactions. Newshawker over here, a young elf boy with his backpack. I see you're in the water.
Yeah, I'm looking for an exit.
If you go to any of the docks, there's ladders on the docks. Oh, you're inside. I see. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. So the platforms on the water, they'll either have a ladder to click and get up, or a stairs that just lead right into the water. All right, let me catch up to where I think you are.
I'm back over by the fishers.
I see. Yep. So if we look to the east, that's another way out. There's an exit archway. We could see up like a little bit of a zigzaggy pathway. We have the extra bells and whistles around here. Some people sell fish. Oh, by the way, here's I did a little overhaul this past release with some of the ways we have the people who sell fish related stuff. So we have like fishing merchant, fish decoration merchant, fishing supplies merchant, fish monger, fish space monger. We had like 6 or 7 names for these guys. So it's kind of annoying. So now there's just 2 names. There's a fishing supplies merchant, sells your basic fish stuff, and then the decorative, is that what it's called? Decorative fish merchant, who sells stuff, the simplest stuff related to the new decoration fish. He doesn't sell like all the fish, so don't think that that's it's whatever's in the game already. Just now I've standardized the names. Some of the fishing supplies merchants have slightly different variations to what they sell, but for the most part they have the same base things that they sell. So if we look out into the water, there is there's no lighthouse here. They're still up and coming. Maybe that's 10 years from now, maybe they will have a lighthouse, but they have like a big bonfire out on that island right there to help warn people. And we could see actually past it, there is a big ship. You can't get to that ship. You actually can't really get too much past that big island in the middle. Those islands sort of represent the edge of the scene. So that big ship out there kind of represents the gondola that will brings you back and forth between continents. Oh, you're on fire.
Oh, am I? Oh, bummer.
You were.
I'm gonna swim over. We don't have a teleporter boat to get to the island, or?
So you're on the secondary dock. You're not on the main dock. There is one on the main dock. By the way, over here, there's a new treasure hunter character that David is working on. He's not ready yet. You can chat with him if you wanted to. But this is a character that he's also got a slightly custom look, slightly big mustache. Also, his clothes are a non-standard set. So Galen, you said, "Don't crush my dreams." What dreams am I crushing?
No, I crushed his dreams.
No.
He was asking if this was going to be available now at the end of the stream.
Yeah.
No.
Nope, but this is targeted for next release.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's close. I have one quest that's in already. There'll be a lot of like trivial quests in here. There'll be like a few small ones, just go meet with a couple people. So there won't be big ticket quests, but there will be some meatier ones that I kind of want to focus on people. A lot of quests sort of talk about go kill something, go steal something from something you killed, that kind of stuff. But a lot of combat-based stuff, and there will be some combat stuff in here. Obviously, we saw the renegades attacking us, but I also want to have some social stuff that we don't really do so much with. Baragon asks, episode 2 story when? So as I mentioned a lot, I need to get all my ducks in a row. So I need to get certain places in place and characters in place before I can actually give the main storyline. So this is obviously important. The first scene you come to in the episode 2 area, it'll be a launching point for the episode 2 storyline. Like other episode 2 scenes that are already in, it'll have some flavor and setup quests first. It won't have the episode 2 storyline start when the main start when it goes live, but it'll have a strong look and feel. It'll have a strong connection to when the eventual episode 2 storyline comes in. All right, so Ravalox, let's keep going.
Okay. Where are we now?
Obviously, we're passing the dock worker who's a kobold. They got some elf kids here. They got a couple of kobolds. So they There's a little bit of diversity. The Ranger, how you doing? Baker, what's up? We're gonna go as a beggar over here. Ranger. And you can see like here and there we have like those planters that get triggered depending upon what sort of quests you've done. People hanging out. And so if we look to the west, it's a little hard to see because these bushes and butterflies are in the way, but there's another archway exit out there. These butterflies, by the way, they are the same as the ones you see on the overworld that I put in a few months ago, where there's like a little trigger on them. I don't know if I ever mentioned it or announced it, but there's a trigger on them, which is at nighttime, the butterflies go away and they become fireflies, and vice versa. Fireflies become butterflies. So there's not a lot past the town outside the perimeter to do. There's some bad guys. They're probably a little bit too dense right now. That's one of the things I need to work on. And one of the ways I'm changing the density is, of course, on my editor, I'm expanding the part of the play space. But there'll be some elementals out there, maybe some wolves, the renegades, possibly a crocodile. Yeah, things like that. I don't remember. I don't think I've seen any dogs and cats, but there are dogs and cats now that meander around the town. And there you go. That's the basic run through. We haven't really talked to a lot of people. You'll have to explore and check things out on your own. Is there anything that anybody wants to see specifically or get a closer look at? Let's look into that Twitch chat. Or Ravalox, is there anything you want to look at?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to go out to the islands, get closer
okay.
to the boat.
Yeah.
So which? Yeah, go ahead. I'll follow you.
Here's a little rowboat right here. So this is the main dock, and as the main dock, it's got you can see the purple sailboat over here, which is the return to sailboat. We have this orange list teleporter right here that'll bring you I forget where, just outside Port Harmony and to other places I forget. We have there's another character over here. I forget what she was for. What was she? Oh, she's a sailor, a Norgard sailor from a Norgard town we haven't introduced yet. But you can see like her boat. It doesn't have a sail on it, and it's not going to take you anywhere. But you can see it's of the Norgard style, the Viking / Norgard style. But okay, so we come back over here, and here's the boat that you wanted right here.
Yep.
The rowboat that brings you out to the bonfire island. So you can click that.
Go.
And you got to be careful. There's some water elementals out here. Might be some sand elementals. There are the few ore hunters. Silver ore is the ore that you'll find here. Oh, sand elemental. What's that, buddy?
So this is basically like their lighthouse, right?
Yeah, this is the proxy for a lighthouse. Eventually, the goal is assumed that they would want an actual lighthouse here, but this is faster and cheaper to get something up and running.
Right.
Yeah, if you want the galleon to be able to come here and not crash on the rocks, then you gotta have something.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can see, like I said, the small little islands out here. That there's one to the southeast of us, one to the east of us, one to the west of us. Those are kind of markers for the edge of the scene. So we can swim around the island where we are right now, this bonfire island. But if you go past it, it'll be tough. So Gallion asks, Stymie asks, have you decided on a tier level? The tier level is broadly 8, but there's some these sand elementals, for example. I think they're tier 5 still. So there are some lower than tier 8 bad guys, but some of the they don't go above tier 8. Can we go get on that galleon? No, you cannot get on that galleon. That is, if you look, it is past the sort of island hint border.
Right.
It's an
yeah.
NPC town. It shouldn't be anything major. So for bad guys, is probably what you're talking about. Yeah. So there are no bad guys in the town itself. We saw the renegades actually chasing us through the town. So that's kind of like what I said. They're too dense, maybe a little bit too close to the town itself. I need to sort of clear some better space, push them further away from town, maybe tighten up their leashes a little bit. So I'll be adjusting those guys a little bit. Going back up the list, Belladonna Rose said some of those buildings are really nice, different from what we currently have. Yeah, a long time ago, I set like a standard building and props thing for some of the more common stuff, like the blacksmith and we actually didn't see the hospital. There's also a hospital building that I set up and off the town square. We can go check that out if you want.
Yeah, I'm heading over that way.
Okay, yeah, just go to the town square, and once you're in that area, make a left. But what I did I added a little bit of variation to change some of the colors, and I tried to make the colors kind of virtue coded. So the blacksmith is green, kind of justicey, I guess, and there's a print shop, and then the merchant warehouse. There's a kind of truth base, so they're blue, and there's the Rangers headquarters is green. The Gothic style house is nice. The town hall one, yeah, I like that one a lot, and I changed the colors on that to sort of make it a little more. Just switch up the colors. They're still like kind of neutral colors, but a little bit warmer.
Yeah, I like it.
Any special recipes at Port Harmony? No, not yet. Although here's something I looked into. I don't know at what point it's going to do, but I realized that we do not give away the read scroll or write scroll emote. We have read and write paper and read and write book, but not scroll. So I need to investigate awarding that to players for something. I don't know where you're going right now, Ravalox.
Oh, I'm just looking at.
I was just looking at
different houses. I like the color variation. This is really nice.
Yeah, so these little cottages in the resident area, they will have some decorations in them. Sort of like I'm making new standard stuff that I can place anywhere. I don't know where I might place them, but I like to do that. Like if I'm setting up something that sort of like can work in multiple places, I try to make sure I save it that way in the project so I can sort of place it other places. Any new houses or basements coming out? I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, yes.
I'm a liar.
Yeah, Scott. No, that's all right. Scotty's working on that, and that actually goes to some of the stuff. I think it was Sigalian earlier who asked something about some clothing updates, or maybe it wasn't him. Somebody had asked about some clothing updates as well, and that's the primary thing right now. Is so there's some housing, new housing that we're looking at getting into the game, and housing fixes that we want to get into the game. That'll allow us to do some new bundles and things along those lines. But in addition, after that, there'll be Scotty will look at trying to interleave some smaller things. Smaller items, but obviously they take time to create, including like some small items or some clothing or things along those lines. So I'm actually working with him on a bunch of this stuff. So on my monthly trip down to Austin, we get together and work on some of this 3D modeling stuff and things along those lines. So as we progress on, and I get better at what doing it to help him, that'll allow us to get more things into the game and expand that aspect of things. So that's that. I'm running some
let's say
classes.
Okay, while you're on that, I'll say last chance for questions on Port Harmony, because we could probably switch back to Castle Atos and the regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, it was the Galleon who mentioned the leather gear. So that's yeah, that's something we could expand upon. It'll take a little bit more time to get done. All right,
Did you go?
so
Did you go in the hospital?
yeah, I did. Um, so let's see, my N Darkwood is asking when again will it be released, and Port Harmony is targeted to be released in release 113. That's next month, so about 30 days from now,
Yeah.
approximately.
So some things that'll change are the two small cottages we're next to. They'll get propped out. Some of the skyline, the mountainous area beyond the village, some of that'll change a little bit. There'll be some like rocks and boulders like added in the in between spaces. Some of the in between spaces will sort of be improved for interacting with some of the NPCs I have out there, like the renegades or the wolves, and I'm gonna thin out some of the bad guys. We saw a few, but there won't be that many. I mentioned I've added some cats and dogs. I don't know if we ran into any ducks, but there's ducks here and there. There'll be a few additional characters, and a lot of them will have. Not all of them will have unique names and looks, but there'll be one or two. There'll be several with unique names, and there'll be at least one more with a unique look. And when it does go on like the QA server, if somebody plays through and has fun, if you find something that you think should be a secret, maybe keep it a secret, so other people are surprised when it gets onto the live server.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, some extra props we didn't actually go in the jail, but that's okay. There's not that much in there right now. I have had props already. There's a couple of jail cells in there. There'll be a couple bad guys in there. There's a drunk. Where in the old world? Asked Radicus. It will be in the south center of Mistrender. So Mistrender has 3 islands, like I said before. The third island, bottom center, roughly. That'll be where it is. Allium points out at the Galleon on Mistrender. Yep, exactly there. The large ship we see out in the bay is hypothetically the Galleon that you see in the overworld.
Cool, awesome. All right, let me go ahead and swap over to live, so that way we could go over to Castle Atos, and we'll do our prizing stuff. I saw that we did a hype train. We got 1 tier, I believe, completed, and so we'll have 1 extra drawing. So it's a total of 3 drawings. Extra stuff.
So, Prankster fan says, could a tag like decoration fish be added to the new tank fish to help with inventory searches? Not all the fish, not all have fish in the name, like blue tang, for example.
Right. All the fish that you can catch for trophies or for food, they have suffixes in parentheses that say fish or freshwater fish or lava fish or what have you.
But the decoration fish don't, I guess.
They do not.
All right, we can look into that. It's not my thing, but if it's kind of like Devilcult's baby, but if he's okay with me tweaking something,
The asset names, yeah.
then I can do it.
Yeah. Okay, here we are at Castle Atos, invaded by rabbits. So few folks hanging out here. All right, so let's do our prizing drawings, and we actually have just a little bit more to talk about. Well, actually, before we do the prizing, we'll just cover in general that this month was actually a really good month for bugs. We got a lot of stuff done, and I was planning on going down the list a little bit, talk about some of the highlights and things. One of the biggest ones is that again, with Devil Cult spending a lot of time on fixing some of the bigger, more complicated issues that we've had. For quite some time now, pets and conversationalists have not been paying attention to what they've been told to do. So that's actually been corrected now, and some slight modifications on the commands that you could give them and how you do things. So that helped us correct these behaviors. One of the at least to me, most important ones is that conversationalists will now stay still when you want them to and wander around when you want them to. So
Even if the lot owner is not present.
exactly. So this is a big deal, and there was a lot of debate during the time when we were trying to get that fixed as to whether or not to just strip the ability away from conversationalists to wander around on command, as it were. So I'm very happy with the fact that that's fixed and we could keep that functionality in there. It makes me feel that if there's any opportunity for a new conversationalist, then now I'm more willing to put the time in and put that in there because they'll work properly. And one of the other aspects of this fix as well is that pets can only be renamed in inventory. So if you're going to rename it, pull it back into your inventory, and then rename it there. There's technical reasons for that, but it's cleaner, and obviously they'll work more properly that way. So I don't know if Allium, if there's anything that you want to highlight in the bug fix list that we got here.
The confetti eggs and the cupid bow and the snowballs.
Ah, yes, that's right. Yeah. So for a long time they wouldn't work correctly. There was a conflict with I guess basically PvP, right? Combat aspect of things. So now you can have snowball fights, and I'm about to get hit by confetti eggs. So
There's still a small issue with them working if one person is flagged and the other person is not, but we'll be looking more into that. But right now you should be able to hit most players if they're not flagged, and also neutral and hostile NPCs. So you can throw snowballs at the bunnies that are on the screen right now. But of course that would be rude.
Yeah, so now we're having a bit of a snowball fight. So yeah, this is tech that has been in the game for quite some time and finally is working correctly again. So there you go, and that's awesome. Love that. So all right, let me go down the prizings here. Who wants to read what? I could read player names if somebody wants to read off the prizes.
Okay.
Okay, so go for it.
The first prize is bunny ears, which I guess are the original bunny ears, which are white. Should
Yes.
probably get a rename now.
Yeah, you're right. Good point. All right, bunny ears go to Coswald Dirthmeyer, Keyman, and Elier Duroc.
The next prize is a replenishing confections platter.
And that goes to Taru Saras, Widstith, and Uthgar Krakenwolf.
And then a giant brown rabbit decoration pet.
Goes to Cassiopeia, Mapper, and Taylor Silverstaff.
And a white bunny with black spots decoration pet.
Kai Council, Ian Berry, and Chattel Aventari.
And a spring fountain with floating candles.
We'll go to Darkline, Darton Obscuro, and Treasure Pile. Congratulations to everybody on the prizes.
Congratulations.
And those will be delivered more than likely over the weekend. or early next week. Lainey will take care of that for us. Thank you very much. And that's where we are. So, as I said, we have an invasion of bunnies going on here at Castle Athos, and I believe that this is going to attract some other bunnies that are not going to be so friendly. So
Actually, it looks like Lainey is mailing out the praises right now.
oh, awesome!
She's talking in Twitch.
Yeah, right on top of it. Yep, killer bunnies coming in. All right, so I'm gonna have to. I think I have to reset. Well, actually, I didn't do this spawn, but
No, I did.
let me see if I could spawn. See what happens. We're working on improving these things as well. GM tools and commands. Of course, I can't see which one that is. Yeah, that'll work. Ah.
Which, of course, means that if anyone wants to throw snowballs at Lainey, she's probably in the bank building where the mailbox is.
Alright, I think I might need the GM ghost on this thing.
This grabs it big.
Summon.
I don't remember him being so big.
Death. Hey, well, spawning is already improved. Its behavior is better than it was like last time I was doing things. A little bit of death there.
And if anyone isn't already in Castle Athos, it's got the maximum buff right now because there's so many people participating in the Death and Destruction.
Yep, I think.
I did not supersize them, Belladonna Rose. That is not my doing. I made the cute little polite bunnies that don't attack you. The rest of them are not my responsibility. No, Sigalian, we do not get double XP every month.
Double XP is kind of random.
All those bodies. Starting to pile up.
Yep.
Good thing you've got that sweep emote.
Alright, I'm gonna I have to reload the scene to do any more here. Alright, so while we're waiting for that to happen, so the Rise, I think the Pit Dragon is a little bit different now too.
Oh yeah. So we have orange dragons, which are called the orange pit dragon, and they're smaller than other ones. And we, for some reason, the base version of it had like a special, I forgot what it had, some recipe or something in it that really shouldn't be in the base level. It's just meant to be in the Rise.
A blueprint for a dungeon room.
Yeah, there you go. For a Rise dungeon room. And so what I did was I basically just pulled that out of the Rise version of it. I made a custom Rise orange pit dragon. What did I call it? Ferocious orange pit dragon.
Yeah, Ferocious.
And I gave it like a custom name, the one that's in the Rise. And actually, if you look close, you can also see that the what do you call that part of the wings? Not the arm of the wing, but the vein or whatever that's in between. Those are white. So he's actually a mix of color, which is something we can do on occasion. When we have a special dragon that's got like a special purpose, usually like a special loot, but maybe other special purpose, then I can make them custom. anyone who's fought the dragon Ulfheim will see that he's mostly white, but he's got like the green wings, where now this orange pit dragon, it's hard to see because it's so dark, but he's base orange with the white wings. So custom name, custom look. Give him a little tweak.
But the same stats, which
Same
is
stats.
something people are asking about.
Right, he's the exact same as normal pit dragon. He just has the one extra loot item, and the custom name and appearance to identify him as slightly different than the other ones. Ravalox, summon the dragon so we can see it.
Oh, all right. Well, actually, I don't know what the path is to it. I got. Somebody could ping me the path.
It's the normal dragon path, but then underscore the rise, capital T, capital R.
All right.
No space.
Yeah, go grab it.
And if you want to see the Alfheim one, it's the same thing, just underscore Alfheim. But don't do it with the Alfheim one, because... Well, actually, yeah, because I forget where we landed on some of this stuff. Like, when you summon, as a dev, when you summon these guys, do they give loot?
No.
No.
Okay, so the loot is stripped out, even if they had it in their base?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so maybe that'd be right then.
Orange Ancient, and they're in the same folder as the rest of the dragons.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Okay, looking.
In the meantime, I'll try to do some sweeping here with all this burning bunny stuff. It's getting a little disgusting. Castle Atos. And if you don't know what Castle Atos is, it's in Novia. Most of you have been to Sultan, you've been to Soulsbridge outskirts. So if you follow the road in between the two, kind of at the halfway point on the western side of the road is Castle Atos. And that's kind of like sort of like a hub that some players like to go to. That's kind of like big open and good for meeting and sort of doing nonsense like we're doing right now. Did it work? Did it not work?
No, I can't. They're not.
Maybe
They're not in the same folder as where all the rest of the dragons are. Okay, I think. Yep. All right. She gave me. Oh, why is
you get
not
it?
seeing it? Maybe it's not synced on my data. All right.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That's just a guess. I didn't try it either, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think that there must be some kind of a caching issue. Once I start spawning things, it gets to a point where even if I reload the scene, it only lets me do one spawn, and then I have to reload the scene again.
What if you can put the maybe I can try it. So if
oh, in Mattermost too, right?
Yeah, put it in Mattermost.
Okay, there it is.
But what's the whole command though?
Summon path 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 30.
Yeah, summon space, then that, and then 1.
Let's see what happens. No? It should pop up where I'm standing?
Yeah, it should pop up right on you. So I might still have to leave the scene because we might have maxed out the number of spawns in the scene. So.
Okay. I never summon creatures in this way, so maybe if anyone's confused as to why I'm confused, that's why.
So go ahead and try yours again. Now that I left the scene, it should be clear.
No?
Is it,
didn't do it.
up in the console? It'll tell you. It just say summoned, or does it say that was an error?
I don't have the console open.
Oh.
Let me try it.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm a noob with this kind of thing, so. Maybe there's something special that we have to do to it that I didn't do it.
Could be. Didn't work for you, Allie, either?
No, I'm trying a couple of things.
Okay. Maybe is the... I think it looks right.
No, it's telling me it doesn't have a quantity, even though I'm telling it 1. So we'll have to look at it another time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So something's screwy with it.
You must specify a quantity. I guess I got the same thing.
Yeah. All right.
I picked 2 to see if there was a difference, but nothing.
So you all are free from Sannio surprise summoning on things on you for a bit.
All right. Let's see what we can do here to get
No.
one more. There we go.
Was there anything else while we're noodling around with this extra stuff? Was there anything else that we missed that we're supposed to get to? Any other news or anything?
Well, heck, there was a lot of bug fixes in there, so there's plenty we could talk about. Let's see if there's anything specific. Let's see. Well, the children having different hair and clothing, but you mentioned that during Port Harmony. But that also applies to other scenes as well now, right?
Oh, got it.
Oh, you did? Cool. Excellent. What happened?
I don't know, but
Oh,
I'll
okay.
post you what I pasted.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right, so if people look toward the inn in the back half of Castle Atos, that's where the special dragon is. And now that he's flying, you can look up and you can see his wings. It's a little subtle, obviously the difference between orange and white is not so blatant. Like if it was like black, that would really make it pop, but
Oh, he's already dead.
he's already dead.
Bunch of bunnies.
And I think he landed on Coswald when he died.
Did he get
Just
hurt?
trying to protect Coswell.
Looking to see if there's anything. I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here, but I mean, as far as pulling, there's all sorts of graphics fixes, naming problems, and stuck spots and pathing fixes, nav mesh.
All right, I'm gonna summon the Alfheim one.
Okay.
Should be safe. You have to put that prefab word in there.
Yeah.
Usually no, but
All right, let me take it out. Let's see what happens. There we go. He's huge. Let's look at how big he is.
yes,
Wow.
he's
Yeah, he is.
ancient and has his own name.
Yeah. You see, he's got the green in his wings.
That's nice.
It looks great with the storm cloud over him.
He does. Yeah, it looks like it's his. Oh, already. All right. Bye.
Yeah, this is one of the things we have to get it so that way when they die from a summon, that they disappear. The corpses just go away.
Yeah, they do time out, but it takes a few minutes.
Yeah.
How is it? I know a lot of times with spawners, the default timer that I always change is 120 seconds. So I wonder if it's based on that.
Reset game time?
Was that reset game time?
Yep.
Should I do it since I summoned it?
No, Ravalox should do it because he's running the stream.
Nice.
All right, did that. That didn't seem to do anything. But I'm gonna reload the scene here.
It did. It's daytime now.
Oh, you mean for everybody? Is what you're saying, right?
Well, everyone watching the stream.
Oh,
Set. It's not reset. Set game time space like 11. Yeah. Really, yeah.
yeah. But I'm trying to get rid of the spawns. That's what
Yeah, I know, but
Belladonna
while
Rose.
you're running commands.
Yeah.
Looking through the chat, and I see Belladonna Rose. Lost it. Thanks for adding the one in South Marsh. Is that the deep water where you can fish? Is that what you meant?
Yep.
Yeah. I think I added 2 spots with deep water. There was one that was sort of deep water-ish, but not really. But I added 2 and made sure you can actually fish from them. Oh, not added 2. I made sure there were 2. One was added.
Oh, that's interesting. So Keith, you might have to reload the scene to get rid of your dragon.
What does that mean? I should leave and then come back?
Yep.
Or you can just do load level Casalatos, and I'll put you right back where you're standing.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Cool. All right. So I will do one of these.
Whoa. Popped in right in the middle of like a bunch of dragons all on top of me.
That
These
wasn't me.
These are still all the pit dragons, right?
Yeah, these are just pits.
The ferocious orange pit dragon.
Right.
And they killed all my bunnies.
If you want to throw 2 of those ancients at them, you could do that. Last a little bit longer. Poor bunny.
I'd have to go back and check the logs and see if the dragon killed the bunnies or the avatars. We can't do 50 at one Sparagon.
Alright, let's see here.
I did do a little something in these Casalatos. I put these some torches here and there on the side. Someone had mentioned that it's a little too dark in some of these back areas. So you can see there's a couple of torches right by the front entrance where where the devs stand when we're having like a big meeting with the peoples.
The ones on the walls here?
Yeah. So these 2 are new. There's also one on each side. Down here. Yeah, here's one. They don't really have a lot of range, but they're there. The report of like not enough light was a little vague. Maybe they were talking about where the devotional or the blessing shrines were.
Could be.
I didn't really want to put too much over there because I know a lot of people will stand there and there's already effects going on, and of course people will have their own effects going on. So sometimes if you put too many effects and lighting and all that kind of stuff in the spot, it'll just start people's games will begin underperforming. So I didn't want to do too much there, but I hit some of the obvious lighting spots. Like there definitely should be a light by the front entrance of the castle. Should have been there at the start probably, but I didn't think of it.
Yeah. Okay.
I also fixed a couple of stuck spots and weird places where you can get behind the walls. Those were fixed. Oh no, I bet you could see like the other kids in the main part of the town. So the kid stuff got automatically updated across the game. Kids, the hair. So that there was the base girl, we'll call her medium height, and the base boy of medium height. She still has the brown hair, and the boy still has his. Or actually, I'm not sure what I do with the boy. I'm going to change the base hair a little bit. So alternatives for the girl is a shorter version of a girl, and she's got this sort of crazy curly hair and it's blonde. And there's a version of the girl with the backpack. She's got the orange hair tied back. And there's another version of a girl, the urchin version. She has black hair.
Yeah, Kresimir has green clothes and black hair now.
Where is he? Is he out in Casaletos?
Yeah, he's one of the two bunny hunt masters.
Yeah. The of the boys, I think the main boy might still be brown. The urchin has kind of the crazy curly hair, and it's orange. There's also a blonde-haired boy. The normal hair, just sort of blonde, and the dark. There's a tall boy, and he has dark hair. So I just changed on the base model, and it's sort of like reproduced across. So with the Huntmaster situation, that quest, there's two kids that are hiding, a boy and a girl, and they have the money mask on. I think the girl I left with the brown hair and the ponytail, but the boy, his hair, I think I changed it to blonde. I think I also changed his clothes. He's got sort of like a dirty yellow color, I think, maybe. So there's not much different. It's still the same model. You're just trying to do little things. Sometimes it's a little taller, sometimes it's a little shorter, sometimes the hair's a little different, sometimes the clothes are a little different. So instead of sort of like looking like a bunch of clones all stand next to each other, there's at least some variation going on. It's not too hard. It doesn't take me that long to set it up. So it just took like half an hour one day to set up some variations. I think it goes a long way too. And people like fighting and stuff in the middle of Casaletos. And that fire effect that people have going on. I love that look. That fire looks great.
Oh yeah, with the ignite weapon.
I wish I was better at making effects. Pretty good at stealing effects. Recoloring them, maybe resizing them. But I tip my hat to people who make effects from scratch. Visual effects. It's definitely a serious skill to have.
I'm gonna do one more run of bunnies.
And then we wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right, people need to ask questions and such. Quick, get it in under the wire.
We've got a few people streaming now to pick from.
Oh, good. Sure, it goes in and all right, and now. Actually, max it out. I feel like the Pied Piper. There's a bunch of bunnies following me around. No, that time I should have spawned them out off in the corner. And drag them around to spread them out. That's one of the changes I wanted to see if Devil Cult can put in there is specifically for the GM command when the dev spawns, and well, even in the GM potion, when the spawn is done, to have a wider randomization of where they show up instead of all having them spawn on top of each other.
I guess the safest spot to spawn is on top of you, because presumably you're in a good spot for it to spawn.
Right. Yeah.
If it spawns somewhere next to you, then there has to be like calculations that check the safety in the nav mesh, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're not standing next to water. And...
Right.
Yeah. Or you on a spot that doesn't have a proper nav mesh, or that specifically disallows NPCs from standing on top of it.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more complicated. It's not just like a change of range thing. There's a little bit more complication in it.
But it might be cool if it could give you like a target, like a targeting spell, like a little marker that only you see, and you could sort of target like a spot 10 feet from you or 50 feet to the right or whatever.
Right. And a lot of it actually...
Fake the randomness.
Right, and a lot of it actually comes down to correcting some of the bug issues, but expanding and enhancing the command set like that. Because if we're able to spawn or like even despawn, like if I could go in there and say just do garbage cleanup and get rid of all these bodies just by a command, that would be great. And I think the end all would be able to actually pre-set up, like if we had like a CSV file, you know what I mean, and then have all these spawns, and then actually be able to put like LOCs in them or something like. So kind of like if I run over here and then click on the ground, so now I know, tag that as a spawn spot and actually kind of script it, create a batch file type of deal. I mean, that's like, in a perfect world type of situation. I don't know if we'd go that far with it.
I don't know what's going over at the Bless Fountain, but these people are looking very pretty.
Oh, these folks over here?
Straightforward.
Pumpkin heads?
With pink roses.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like the capes. Which have pumpkins on them.
Very cool. All right, I think that'll about wrap it up for this month. I said, I guess, and on the way out, we have release 113 next month. There's some events and stuff that I think that we'll be announcing in weeks to come. Some dev run stuff and other things. I know there was a player thing going on someplace, but I'm not sure.
Isabella Iron's Umbra Regnum anniversary.
Exactly, that's right. Yep. And that's definitely something that I think she's got that posted up in the forums. So definitely check that out. I know that I'm going to head over there. And
I've posted the 3 people that are streaming right now in Mattermost. So you can roll a die or something.
Yes. Okay. All right. Yep.
I have dice right in front of me.
Go. Go
Dungeons
ahead.
and Dragons dice from the original box set because I'm old.
There you go. Right. Go ahead. Run those dice.
And these were taken. Scotty used them in some artwork. This is where I keep them.
Right. Right. Right.
You want a 1d6
Sure. Yeah. And then.
and a 1 and 2 in the first one, a
Mhm.
3 and a 4 in the
Yep.
second one.
Yeah. Exactly.
You ready? Here we go. Here we go. It's a 1.
Okay. Then that's Coswell.
There we go. Legitimate D&D dice in celebration of releasing Dungeons and Dragons movie. Which I heard that's actually reasonably good. But I'll have to see for myself.
Okay. Let's see here. Stop doing that.
Need nice fresh dice for random number generation.
Rich Farrell says, we all farts call that 1d3. Does anybody remember chits before they had dice in boxes? They were chits. Basically, it was like a sheet of numbers, and you had to cut them all out, put them into a Dixie cup according to the instructions, and then shake
Shake it up. Yeah, it's like little cardboard things. What does it say? Oh, so more specifically, Elizabeth's Isabel's anniversary party. It's next weekend, I think. Right? Let me see. Yeah, next weekend on the 8th, and I'll be down in Austin next weekend. And I'll be at Scotty's, so I'll put Scotty in a half Nelson, and we'll go visit at the party while we're there. There's that, and boom, boom, boom. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and initiate the raid. See if that works.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Hope you enjoyed a look at Port Harmony, an early look.
Yep. Thank you very much for hanging out with us, sticking with us. All the resubs and subscriptions and cheers, bits and bonuses and all that great stuff. Much appreciated. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Okay, rating.